Arnold Parsons is Missing by Kate Wilcox, performed by the South Bank Players. Coffee, Sheila?
Thank you. How's Arnold these days? We never see much of him.
Oh, to be honest, neither do I. He's always working. He even brings work home with him sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's wonderful he takes his job so seriously. Just that sometimes I think it's really all he cares about.
Loveday, of course it's not all he cares about. And surely by working hard, he ensures that the two of you have a comfortable lifestyle. Arnold adores you, you know he does. You should try living with Ralph. He's basically a good man, but when he's not working, he's on the golf course. And on the few occasions that we socialise, he introduces me as the wife.
Well, what's wrong with that? You are his wife after all, and...
I know, but the wife sounds ominously like the house, the car, the fridge freezer, the dog, the compost heap, don't you think? Oh, you know what I mean.
Yes, I suppose I do know what you mean. Mind you, we never socialise much. I can't stand those corporate do's, all those women trying to outdo each other in the dress and shoes department, see who's got the most fabulous hair, etc. I always feel like a fish out of water. Actually, Arnold's been acting really strangely recently.
Has he? In what way?
Oh, sort of distant, as though he's not really here or has something on his mind. I even wondered if he's having an affair.
No, surely not. Arnold's not the type. And anyway, who would it be with? No, I'm sure he isn't the type.
He has a secretary, Marjorie. They went abroad somewhere together week before last on business, or at least that was the story.
Oh, I see. Well, what is she like, this Marjorie?
I've no idea. Apparently she's quite old, according to Arnold, but then he would say that, wouldn't he? She never attends any of the corporate dues, and I get out of them if I can, so, well, you can never be sure, can you?
Ralph had an affair once. It was years ago, though. I don't think he'd do it again.
What did you do to stop him?
Oh, I didn't have to. He went off her pretty quickly and finished it. She started stalking him. You know, turning up at his office in a long coat with nothing on underneath. Sending him letters, cards, text messages, emails, nearly drove him mad. He had to get a restraining order. Then she said she was pregnant, but we knew it couldn't be his, as he'd had to snip after Melanie and Natalie. It was another lie, though. She just couldn't accept that it was over.
I never knew that.
Oh, it was years ago, and hardly the thing you'd bring up in conversation at dinner, is it?
No, of course not. So, what are the signs? What should I look for?
Well, they usually become distracted, almost vacant. It's harder to have a conversation with them. They just say, yes, dear, to everything. Then they start taking more care of their appearance, dressing more fashionably, having their hair styled differently, diving to answer the phone before anyone else can pick it up, taking their mobile into the bathroom, the shed, well, anywhere really. Buying new clothes, always in the shower, that sort of thing. Ralph used to drench himself in this pungent aftershave he said had been his secret Santa Christmas present. I swear it wilted all the pot plants.
Well, I can't say Arnold's doing any of those things, except perhaps being distracted, as though he'd got something on his mind. Oh, I'm sure everything's all right, really. Anyway, I must start to get ready if I'm going to catch the 2 o'clock bus into town.
Oh, my goodness. Is that the time I'm hosting my book group meeting at 1:30? It's 1 o'clock now.
That's Arnold's car. He doesn't usually get home till after 6.
Maybe he's not well. Look, Loveday, I really must go. Thanks for coffee, and don't worry.
Only me. Oh, hello, darling. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were here, Sheila.
Oh, no problem, Arnold. I was just going.
Oh, you're not going because I'm here, are you?
No, I have my book group coming in 20 minutes. Got to go and organise the nibbles. And anyway, Loveday is going into town. Bye, Loveday. See you later. Bye, Arnold.
You're probably wondering why I'm home so early.
Well, yes, it is unusual. You're not ill, are you?
No, well, not really, but I could be if I'm not careful.
Arnold, stop talking in riddles. Are you ill or not?
I'd better start at the beginning.
Yes.
Well, as you know, every 6 months we have to go see the company doctor. When I last saw him, he wasn't too happy with me, and this time he's even less so. My blood pressure is sky high. I've got to go to the hospital this afternoon to have a whole raft of tests done.
What tests? What does he think's wrong with you?
Well, he won't know for sure until the tests come back, but he thinks I'm suffering from stress, which is not too unusual for someone with a job like mine. He wants these blood tests done so he can check for anything else like anemia or high cholesterol, that sort of thing. I've also got to have an ECG. In the meanwhile, he suggested I take a month off work, or perhaps even longer. I'm due some leave anyway, and Paul Cooling is more than capable of handling anything that crops up.
Arnold, that's wonderful. We can go on holiday. Sunshine, sea, sand, plenty of good food. That's what you need. I'll pick up some brochures in town this afternoon.
Hang on a minute, Loveday.
I haven't finished telling you it all yet. Apparently I'm quite a few pounds overweight, so I need to go on a low-fat diet, and plenty of good food is perhaps the last thing I need. Also, you know I hate boiling hot weather. I haven't taken leave so I can go sunbathe all day on the Costa del Sol. I need to diet, just lots of lean meat or fish with vegetables or salad. I need to forget about work, take some gentle exercise, and I need to rest. That's about the size of it.
Oh, Arnold, you don't need to diet. You're a fine figure of a man. And you hate salad. It's all a load of rubbish, all this healthy eating, if you ask me. A working man needs good food that will keep his energy levels up while he's at work.
Loveday, I have a sedentary job. I sit at a desk all day. I'm not wielding a pickaxe and shovel going down the coal mine.
Work is still work, Arnold. Anyway, I have to pop into town, so I'll pick up some brochures anyway, just in case. I've made your favourite for dinner. Steak and kidney pudding with chips.
I wasn't aware it was my favourite. Oh, well, it'll be fine for today, but perhaps without the chips. Tomorrow we can go to the supermarket to buy lots of green healthy things.
Well, I'd better go and get my coat on or I'll miss my bus.
I'll give you a lift into town if you like. I've got to be at the hospital by 3:30.
All right, but I don't want to go to the hospital with you. You can drop me off in town.
You don't have to come with me, Loveday. I'm not having brain surgery. What are you going into town for anyway?
Oh, just a few bits and pieces. Bit of window shopping, pick up some brochures, like I said.
I've already told you I'm not going away. How many more times? By the way, I might be some time, so you better get the bus home.
Why? It won't take that long to have a few blood tests and an ECG, will it?
No, but I need to pick up a bit of shopping myself, just like you. But remember, no brochures.
Oh, it's all right for you. I'm stuck in the house all the time while you...
Go on, Loveday, while I what? Go swanning off to work every day? Put it with the stresses and strains of my job? Spending days on end chasing clients who often go to another company after I've nearly bust a gut trying to accommodate their many pernickety demands? Don't you think I could use this time to rest as I've been told to? Or maybe just spend some time in my own home which I've worked so hard to keep? Now are you coming or not?
Oh, I'm so glad we gave you that spare key in case anything happened to the house while we were away. It was silly of me not to pick my keys up. I just followed Arnold out and he locked up. I never thought about coming back.
Oh, it's easy done. My, you've got a lot of bags. Have you left anything in the shops for anyone else?
Well, I might as well tell you. Arnold's got a month off work. A bit of a rest. That's why he was home early this afternoon. He'd seen the company doctor who advised him to take some time off. Arnold says he doesn't want to go on holiday, but I'll soon talk him round. Look at this lovely sarong. I like these so much I couldn't decide on the colour, so I bought all 5 of them. Oh, and these dear little sandals, all covered with shells and flowers. Cost an arm and a leg, but never mind. I've got some more shoes and a bag, 4 bikinis and 2 one-piece swimsuits. Oh, and a couple of evening dresses for the cabaret in the hotel. Well, 6 actually, but you can't have too many, can you? I've got all these brochures as well. Personally, I fancy Tahiti, but of course Arnold will be wanting a say in it.
But I thought you said that the time off was for his health and that he didn't want to go on holiday.
Oh, he's just an old misery. I'll talk him round, don't you worry. This time tomorrow he'll have booked us somewhere online. Coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. I'm awash with it after my book group afternoon. Where has Arnold gone?
Oh, a lot of silliness, really. He's gone to the hospital for an ECG and some blood tests, that's all. I'm sure they won't find anything. Then he said he had some shopping to do that I don't know what that was about.
You know, that sounds quite serious, Loveday. I don't think you should be quite so blasé about it. Men Arnold's age often develop health problems, and I don't think his company doctor would have sent him for tests for no reason. Maybe he does just need to rest at home. Sorry, love, I know it's none of my business.
Oh, it's all right, Sheila. I know you mean well, but he can rest on a lovely holiday just as well. He should be home by now. It's getting quite late. Ah, talk of the devil. Here he is.
I must go. Arnold will be thinking I've moved in. I didn't realise it was that time. At least I don't have to cook tonight. Ralph's got a company dinner and won't be home until late. Peace and quiet. Bliss.
Oh, Arnold won't mind you being here. You know how easygoing he is.
Hello, ladies. Oh, sorry I've been such a long time. I thought I'd get a haircut whilst I was out. Something a bit more modern. What do you think? Well, don't both of you rush to compliment me, will you? You're looking at me as if I've just grown another head.
No, it looks great, love. Doesn't it, Sheila? It's just a bit of a shock, that's all.
What is in all of these shopping bags over here?
Oh, it's just a few bits and bobs.
Just what do you think you're doing spending money on all this rubbish?
I think it's time I went. Bye.
Bye, Sheila. It's not rubbish. It's just a few bits of holiday wear and...
I've told you over and over again, I am not going on holiday. And a few bits, Loveday. You've spent a fortune. All of this will have to go back tomorrow.
Why are you being so mean? Are we short of money? If we are, then why haven't you said anything?
No, we're not short of money, despite your best efforts. But if I am ill, we'll have to be more careful. And it's pointless to spend a fortune on holiday wear when we're not going on holiday.
Stop stressing, Arnold. 2 or 3 weeks in Tahiti will be just what the doctor ordered. Look, this is one of the brochures. Doesn't that look wonderful?
Tahiti? It costs a fortune just to think about going there. No, it doesn't look wonderful, not to me. And as for what the doctor's ordered, I've already told you. Rest, moderate exercise and a healthy diet. That's what he ordered.
Whatever you say. Anyway, you said you were going shopping as well. What did you buy that was more important than my holiday outfits?
None of your business. Now I'm going to go put the car away and then I'm going to go for a walk.
A walk? You? Don't make me laugh. When did you ever go for a walk? You never walk anywhere.
Well, I do now. A nice long walk. Don't wait up.
What about dinner? It's your favourite. Steak and kidney pudding and chips with treacle tart and custard to follow. You can't
I
just...
don't want any dinner. It's not my favourite. Just give it to the dog. Yes, I know we haven't got a dog, so go and get one and then give it a heart attack instead of me. And if you're about to say you can't just go for a walk, well, I'm telling you, I can.
I need a holiday, Arnold. I'm still not over what happened, you know. The grieving process takes a long...
Oh, not that again, Loveday. I know you're upset at the time, but grieving process? Come on.
You didn't used to be this hard and unbending. And yes, it's been a long time, but it still upsets me. And the boys never come home anymore.
Loveday, New York and Cape Town are not just around the corner, you know. And anyway, I don't blame them. When they do come home, all you do is interrogate them about absolutely everything. And you make no secret of the fact you've never forgiven them for not being girls. I'm going now. Don't wait up. I'll sleep in the spare room.
Oh, do what you like. I've got a headache. I'm going to have a long hot bath and a really early night.
So, Mrs. Parsons, you say your husband's missing. That means I need to ask you this question. Have you searched the premises thoroughly? All of the rooms? What, the attic, the cellar if you have one?
Well, of course I have. Well, not the attic. Why on earth would he be up there? And we haven't got a cellar.
I see. In that case, have you looked outside? The garage, the shed, the greenhouse?
Well, no.
Right. So, can you tell me when you last saw your husband?
It was in the evening, probably between 7 and 8 o'clock. I can't remember exactly.
I see. And what day was this?
Well, it was yesterday.
Yesterday? So you're telling me that your husband's only been gone for somewhere between 12 and 13 hours?
He's never gone missing before, not ever. Now, I want you to get the CID department onto it immediately.
Mrs. Parsons, I'm sure this is upsetting, but your husband being away from home for one night does not constitute a missing persons emergency that requires the attention of the CID. Unless the person's young or old or vulnerable in some way, we simply can't launch a full-scale search at this stage.
That's not good enough, Constable. I used to watch the bill every week without fail. I know how these things work. I demand a full-scale search. Oh, why did they send me a child?
Actually, Mrs. Parsons, I'm not a child. I'm 42. And as I said when I arrived, I'm a sergeant. Sergeant Nigel Wood. Furthermore, I must inform you that being a devotee of the bill does not furnish you with a full knowledge of how the police force works, especially in these days of cutbacks, any more than watching Casualty makes me a doctor.
I see. So you're not going to do anything? Send for backup or anything like that? I don't know why I bothered to phone the police at all.
No, I'm not going to send for backup, Mrs. Parsons. However, I will take some notes from you if you would be kind enough to sit down and keep calm. Obviously, if your husband doesn't turn up, we will then be able to do more. But you'd be surprised how many so-called missing persons just turn up as quickly as they vanish.
All right, but I want him found and brought home, preferably before it's too late to book a holiday.
Actually, Mrs. Parsons, even if we do find your husband, we cannot force him to return to this house. It would be entirely up to him.
Surely that can't be right. He's my husband. I reported him missing and I want him back.
Mrs. Parsons, I'm so sorry to ask this, but is everything okay between you and your husband? Have you had any arguments, quarrels, anything like that? Is there a possibility he may actually have decided to leave you?
No possibility at all. He would never do such a thing.
All right, Mrs. Parsons. I'm sorry I've upset you, but you must really calm down and understand that the questions I ask are designed to help us find out what's happened to your husband. Now, is there anyone I can call who can come and sit with you while we get these questions sorted out?
No. Yes, Sheila, Mrs. Smythe from next door. She's my friend.
I see. And what's the number, Mrs. Parsons?
What? Oh, it's on the pad there by the phone.
Ah, yes, thank you. Hello, Mrs. Smythe? Sheila? Hello, this is Sergeant Nigel Wood, and I'm calling from the Parsons residence next door. Oh, no accident, nothing like that. I just wondered if you could come round and try to help Mrs. Parsons to keep calm and answer my questions. What? Oh, no. Mrs. Parsons hasn't been arrested. Just come if you can, and she'll explain everything. Thank you. Your friend will be a few minutes, Mrs. Parsons, and then I'll leave you to explain what's happened while I go and check the garden, the garage, and all your outbuildings. Will any of them be locked?
Yes, I'll give you the spare keys. Here you go, they're all labelled.
Thank you.
Whatever's happened, officer?
Mrs. Parsons will tell you, Mrs. Smythe. I'm just going to have a look around outside.
Oh, Sheila, it's Arnold. He's gone missing. He said he was going to put the car away and go for a walk. That was last night and he hasn't come back.
Oh, I see. That's not like him, is it?
No, it isn't. I went for a bath in the early night and He told me not to wait up.
Well, try not to worry too much, Loveday. I'm sure he'll turn up safely. He was probably still upset from the row you had about the holiday and the clothes buying.
Well, that policeman is useless. He refused to send for backup or get CID involved.
But he's only been gone overnight, Loveday, and it's not as though he's vulnerable or a child. He probably just went to stay with a friend.
Well, I've checked your outbuildings, your shed and your workshop, and the garage, Mrs. Parsons. He's not there. But strangely, his car is in the garage. It's odd that he's gone off without taking his car, don't you think?
I suppose he went off for his walk, you know, after the row you had, and decided not to come back.
Mrs. Parsons, I asked you if there'd been an altercation between the two of you, a row, so to speak, and you said there hadn't. If there was a row, that puts a different light on the matter altogether. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions, and this time I would be most grateful if you would tell me the truth, please. Now, was the row a serious one?
No, not really. He's got some time off work and I wanted to go on holiday and he didn't. He was annoyed with me for going out and spending money on holiday clothes when he'd made himself clear. That's all.
Well, that sounds pretty serious to me, Mrs. Parsons. Why didn't he want to go on holiday?
Well, the reason for the time off was because his company doctor said he needed to go for hospital tests, which he did. And apparently he's got high blood pressure and needs to rest, eat a sensible diet and take moderate but gentle exercise.
I see. So, can you think anywhere he might have gone? A friend, a colleague, perhaps? Did he take any clothes with him? Money, passport, that sort of thing?
I don't really know any of his friends or colleagues or where they live. I've not noticed any clothes missing. He'd have his wallet and bank cards with him, but I'm not sure about his passport. We keep them in here. Well, here's mine, but Arnold's isn't here. I knew it. He's gone off on holiday without me, hasn't he? He's probably been planning this. I bet he's gone off with some floozy.
I wouldn't jump to any rash conclusions, Mrs. Parsons. That is, unless you have some specific floozy in mind.
No, not really.
Well, I must go now. I'll make some inquiries at his office, etc., and you must call me if you hear from him, or obviously if he turns up. Here's a card with my number on it. Try not to worry, though. Bye, Mrs. Parsons. Mrs. Smythe, I'll see myself out.
Try not to worry. What an idiot he is. I'm not just worried, I'm furious.
Furious? Surely Arnold's well-being is your first priority. Why are you furious?
Well, yes, naturally I'm concerned about Arnold, but I've got a feeling that there's more to this. Maybe he has gone off with another woman. Remember the haircut? And I can't help thinking he's gone off to avoid taking me on a much-needed holiday. He'll probably stay away till it's too late to book anywhere, then come waltzing back in with no care for the worry that he's put me through. Well, if he does that, I should be filing for a divorce.
I hate to say this, Loveday, but the only worry he's put you through is that you might miss out on a trip to Tahiti. You don't seem to be worried about the real issue here. Have you thought that Arnold might really be ill? That he might have collapsed? That he might be in hospital, or worse?
Oh, Sheila, I know you're right, but he'd said some awful things. He said I was spoiled and selfish. Me! He even accused me of trying to give him a heart attack with my steak and kidney pudding and chips. He wouldn't eat it. Then he accused me of driving the boys away. I called the police. What more could I do?
There are lots of things. You didn't even know his car was still in the garage until that policeman told you. Have you checked to see if he's taken any clothes? Have you phoned the hospital? No, you haven't. Loveday, if this was Ralph, I'd be beside myself with worry. I'd be checking and rechecking everything to try to figure out what had happened to him. You even lied to that policeman about the row you had. You're unbelievable. I don't want to fall out with you, so I'm going now. But think about what I've said. The answer could be here in this house for all you know, or care. Go through his drawers, his wardrobe, his desk, everything.
Oh, all right. I'll see you out, then I'll lock the door and I'll go and have a look, OK?
I think you should. Call me if you have any news, otherwise I'll see you tomorrow. Loveday, listen to me. You have to stop crying. Shall we go into the lounge?
I'm not having them trampling their great boots over my new white carpet. Oh, you don't know what it's like. I just know he's gone off with another woman. I did what you said, Sheila. I went through his car, the glove box, side pockets, under the seats, and I found this earring. I went through his wardrobe and drawers, and some of his clothes are missing.
Were the clothes of the holiday or special occasion variety?
No, it's mainly underwear and casual clothing of a winter variety, which makes me think he's gone off skiing or something like that. It's a disgrace. Oh, don't pretend you care. You should have got him back home by now. It's been nearly 2 weeks, and what have you done? Nothing, that's what.
Mrs. Parsons, we've actually done as much as possible given the information we have. No one at his place of work has seen him. No money has been drawn from his account since the day he went missing. I think we have to accept the possibility that something untoward has happened to him.
His passport has gone, or had you forgotten that? Can't you see? He's gone off on a fabulous skiing holiday with that strumpet of a secretary of his. You have no idea what I've been going through. I've had to take the wheelie bins out. I've had to get a little man in to mow the lawns. Yesterday, the bulb went in the ensuite. I had to have a bath with the door open so I could see what I was doing. I had to go by taxi to the supermarket. On top of that, every day that goes by, my chances of a much-needed holiday in Tahiti are getting slimmer. It's been hell.
Loveday, I do all those things all the time, and Ralph isn't even missing. And please don't tell me you don't know how to change a light bulb. And the holiday? How important is that? Don't you care about Arnold at all?
Mrs. Parsons, your friend is right, and forgive me for saying this, but all your anxiety seems to be about how his absence affects you. You don't actually seem to be at all concerned that something might have happened to Arnold. You said yourself he had high blood pressure.
Inspector, lots of people have high blood pressure. It's hardly a serious matter, now is it?
It can indeed be a serious matter, Mrs. Parsons. Untreated, it can lead to strokes and heart attacks. Don't you know anything about the human body?
No, and I don't want to. I avoid doctors, hospitals and sick people like the plague, if you'll forgive the accidental pun. I do care about Arnold, but now I'm absolutely certain he's gone off with that strumpet.
I see. And does this strumpet have a name?
Marjorie. She's his secretary. I found the earring, and I found this in the desk drawer in the study, which is why I'm so upset. It's a beautiful, expensive gold bracelet. There's a card inside, look, and it says, "For Marjorie, with love and best wishes, thank you for everything, your Arnold, kiss, kiss."
Actually, I don't think it says your Arnold. I think it says yours, Arnold, which makes all the difference, surely.
Huh, yours, your, hardly any difference at all. I'm sure it says your.
What does this secretary look like? We've just come from his office.
I don't know. I've never seen her. He says she's old and plump and has bad breath and a serious facial hair problem. Did you see anyone of that description?
Well, no, actually, not that we noticed. Your husband's colleague, Mr. Paul Calling, said that Arnold's secretary was away on holiday.
Well, there you have it. This Marjorie person is obviously nothing like how he's described her. She's young and pretty with legs that go right up to her, Well, she's probably lying on a beach at this very moment, enjoying the holiday that should have been mine.
But I thought that you said he'd only taken warm, casual clothing. He'd hardly do that if he was planning a trip to the Costas.
That was probably a red herring. He could have bought holiday clothes after he'd been to the hospital. He can be quite devious when he puts his mind to it.
Loveday, when has Arnold ever been devious? He's not the type.
Well, I can't recall just at the moment, but I'm sure he's being devious now.
Well, all this guesswork is getting us nowhere. Mrs. Parsons, did he take his mobile phone?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so it's a possibility, I suppose.
And you haven't tried calling his mobile, I take it?
No, I never thought to.
Perhaps you should do so. I suggest you do it now.
Oh, all right. It's gone straight to voicemail after a couple of rings. It always does. That's why I never call it.
Wait a minute. Call it again. I'm sure I heard something.
All right, but there's no point.
Shh! I heard it then. It came from over there. Call it again. It's here in this briefcase, so we know he hasn't taken it. This is getting more worrying, Mrs. Parsons. I would like to examine his car again. So the keys, please.
Here you go. I can assure you I made a thorough search, though.
You might have missed something.
I did not. I looked everywhere.
Did you look in the boot?
No, but there's nothing but tools in there. The jack and the spare wheel and so on. In any case, it's all horrid and oily.
Really, Loveday, you amaze me. Why didn't you check the boot? If it was me, I'd been checking and rechecking everywhere.
Oh, what's the point? He's obviously living it up somewhere with her. Well, he needn't bother to come back.
I take it you phoned James and Joseph?
Yes, but James is in the middle of something important and Joseph's wife is about to give birth, so...
Oh, fantastic! You're going to be a granny.
Yes, apparently I am. Anyway, they both said they were sure he'd turn up and not to worry too much.
Well, that's very sensible advice. And you can't really expect either of them to jump on a plane and come here. They couldn't do anything if they did.
Nothing in the boot.
I'll go and see who it is.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Parsons. Everyone. I seem to have called at a bad time. I won't keep you. Only I found Mr. Parsons' passport in my handbag. It must have been left in there when we got back from our business trip. Oh, you found my earring. I thought I'd lost it forever. Where was it?
In my husband's car, under the seat. And what were you doing in my husband's car, may I ask?
He dropped me off at home on the way from the airport.
I see. So you're the famous Marjorie. I might have known. He told me you were elderly, fat, bad breath, facial hair. You strumpet. Just wait till I get my hands on him.
No, I'm not Marjorie. I'm...
Of course you are. Why else would you have gone on a business trip with him, if that's what it was? I'll tell you what's happened. You've been on holiday with my husband, while I've been going out of my mind with worry, thinking something had happened to him. Now you come here with his passport to cover up what's been going on. I shall get on to Chapman Crane and have you fired this very minute, you shameless trollop.
Mrs. Parsons, that's enough. You might let her speak. This is getting us nowhere. Whoever this young lady is, she's obviously not with Arnold.
Oh, don't be so naive. It's all an act. And Sergeant, you can shut up.
Mrs. Parsons, If you don't want to be arrested, then I suggest you calm down right now. I will overlook your insulting behaviour this once, as I realise that you are overwrought. But I have to say that if this is how you carry on, I'm only surprised your husband didn't disappear years ago.
How dare you!
Loveday, stop it. It isn't helping to get so hysterical. Allow this young lady to speak.
Oh, she can speak all right, and it will all be lies. You only have to look at her to see that she's a floozy. All right then, Marjorie, what have you got to say for yourself? I'm all ears, but it had better be good.
I'm not Marjorie, and I think I'd better leave now. I'm sorry if I've made a bad situation worse.
That's a good idea. But before you go, if you're not Marjorie, and I'm still quite certain that you are, then who are you?
I'm Emily, not Marjorie.
Well, I've never heard of you. Do you even work at Chapman Crane, I wonder? Or are you just some fancy pieces picked up in some seedy backstreet pub to bolster his ego in his twilight years? What's your surname?
It doesn't matter. I'm going now.
Loveday, you wanted to know Emmeline's surname? It's Chapman Crane. She's my boss's daughter.
Arnold, you've come back to me.
Actually, I'm not so sure I have. I could hear you screaming 100 yards away. And now you've insulted Miss Chapman Crane and probably lost me my job.
Mr. Parsons, I promise you won't lose your job. I only came to return your passport. It got left in my handbag after our business trip. I thought you might need it if you decided to go away. Then I spotted my lost earring. Do you remember? I thought I lost it on the plane. I said it was mine and all hell broke out. Your wife would not believe that I wasn't Marjorie. Anyway, I must go now. Bye.
Well, Mr. Parsons, you have led us a merry dance. But as you are obviously safe and well, we will leave also. I am not unsympathetic. But please, if you feel the need to disappear again, tell someone you are going. Otherwise you could be charged with wasting police time.
I will, Inspector, Sergeant. And I'm sorry to have caused so much worry and trouble. I saw your car here again and thought I'd better come back, especially when I heard the screaming.
I'm so glad you're back safe, Arnold. I'll leave you now. I'm sure you and Loveday have a lot to discuss and you'll want to do it in private. Goodbye.
How could you?
How could I what? Disappear?
Well, yes, but what I mean is, how could you go off on holiday without me? And worse than that, take another woman.
I haven't been on holiday, Loveday. I told you I wasn't going on any holiday. And what woman?
This Emmeline Trollope.
Do you ever listen? Emmeline is my boss's daughter. I haven't seen her since I dropped her off from the airport over 3 weeks ago. She accompanied me on the business trip for 2 reasons. 1, her father is training her up to help run the company. And 2, Marjorie is using up her holiday entitlement before she retires.
Oh, you'll tell me anything. If it's all so innocent, why didn't you tell me it was Emmeline you went on the business trip with?
Why do you think? Because I knew you'd act like you're doing right now.
So it was Marjorie you went away with?
No, I have not been on holiday with anyone. And I'm beginning to wish I hadn't come back. I can feel my blood pressure rising just by trying to talk to you. And I think, Loveday, our marriage is over.
No, surely not. I'm prepared to forgive you.
All right, Loveday, enough. But the only thing I need forgiveness for is disappearing. I accept I shouldn't have done that. But if you're saying you forgive me for something I haven't done, such as having an affair with another woman, I swear on my life that I have never, ever, in all the 30 years of our marriage, had an affair.
Explain this bracelet, then.
It's a retirement present for Marjorie. Isn't that obvious from the card which I assume you've read?
Oh, yes, I've read it. For Marjorie with love and best wishes. Thanks for everything. Your Arnold. Kiss, kiss, or words to that effect.
Actually, it says yours, Arnold, as in yours faithfully or yours sincerely.
Well, that's what that policeman said. No, pass my glasses. Actually, yes, I'm sorry. I can see it says yours now.
Well, that's a first, you saying sorry.
I am sorry, Arnold. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions.
I'm sorry too, Loveday. I should never have disappeared like that.
Why did you?
I just felt overwhelmed, I suppose. The stresses of work, the doctor's revelations, the hospital tests, your constant nagging about holidays, and your obvious denial of anything I said. I needed rest and peace, not some noisy holiday and not stodgy food full of fat. I just wanted to escape, that's all.
Where did you go?
Out there, in the treehouse. You don't think I'd leave you totally alone, do you?
The tree house. Good grief, I've forgotten all about that. You can't see it anymore now the tree's so big.
I know. That's why I chose it. It's completely hidden.
What did you do about food? Washing? Shaving? Going to the loo?
Oh, I bought lots of tins and a tin opener, some plastic plates and cutlery, crackers, fruit juice, bottle of water, that sort of thing. And as for ablutions, I took the key to the toilet at the back of the workshop. I was careful not to put the light on and to leave it just as it was, just in case anyone looked in there. I bought a sleeping bag and a tent which I tied to the sides of the treehouse. It was peaceful. I bought some books and to listen to my classical tapes on a Walkman. You know, the ones that you won't let me play when you're in the house. I did a lot of thinking.
What did you think about?
Oh, well, just about how our marriage has descended into this running battle of everything, about the way you never listen to what I say. Everything we used to be happy about has become eclipsed in this muddle of getting older, possible ill health, your depression, your obsession with holidays. It's a bit like the treehouse. It's as if our marriage has become overgrown with troubles, mostly in your imagination, and the troubles have covered up all that was good about it.
Everyone likes holidays, Arnold.
Do they? I'm not sure I do. I can't handle hot weather, and lying soaking up heat like an oven-ready chicken is not my idea of a good time.
I think things went downhill after the tragedy, don't
No,
you?
I don't. Something was obviously wrong before the so-called tragedy, which was actually nothing more than bad luck.
Should have been coming up 14 now.
Right, this nonsense stops right here, right now. Loveday, she never existed. She didn't die or get kidnapped or anything. We tried for another baby after the boys. You decided it was going to be girl. You decided it was going to be a girl, hence the hideous pink nursery you spent a fortune on. But it never happened, Loveday. You didn't become pregnant. Not even a phantom pregnancy. Upsetting? Yes, at the time. Although many people would have been happy with the 2 lovely sons you've driven away with all your obsessing. There's no grieving process for a baby that never existed, so stop trotting it out as an excuse for everything from your alleged depression, which incidentally seems to disappear whenever holidays are mentioned, to every little problem that ever crops up. Loveday, can't you see how lucky you have been? How lucky we have been? A decent lifestyle, a lovely home, no financial worries, and 2 fine sons. There are people out there who would think we were so fortunate. People who've had real tragedy in their lives.
I know you're right. It's just that I so wanted a girl.
I know you did. But you know, Loveday, you can't have everything that you want all the time. It might sound harsh, but you're spoilt. First by your parents, and then, to my shame, by me. You'd have liked a daughter, and so would I. I'd have also liked a Ferrari, but it's not going to happen. Get over it, Loveday. It's gone on far too long.
Oh, Arnold, I know you're right. I'll put it behind me and I'll redo the pink nursery. It's high time that...
Hi, Joe. What? Great stuff. Fantastic. And are they both well? Brilliant. Congratulations. What? Really? Of course you can. Yes, I'll tell her right now. Bye then. See you soon.
What? Tell me what? Lauren's had the baby?
Yes. And what's more, it's a girl. And what's more, they're going to call her Loveday after you. And what's more, they're coming back to the UK and will need to stay with us while they find a house. So I think your pink nursery might be coming in handy after all.
Oh, that's wonderful, Arnold. But tell me, are we back together?
Of course we are. And I think a little holiday is just what we need. They won't be here for at least another month. So how about it?
Tahiti! Oh, but I took all the clothes back to the shops like you said.
No, not Tahiti. You won't be needing them. I'll choose this time. Deal?
All right. Deal.
Fresh air, beautiful scenery, long walks, the Lake District.
The Lake District.
Yep, that's the deal.
Oh, Arnold Parsons, I really do love you. The Lake District it is. In Arnold Parsons is Missing by Kate Wilcox, Arnold was played by Martin James, Loveday by Liz Drury, Sheila by Kate Wilcox, Sergeant Nigel Wood by Peter Swan, The Inspector by Brian Wilcox, and Emmeline by Holly Donaldson. Music provided by Free Music 109 and used under the Creative Commons licence.